I got the Jade Dragons here for a content day. We're gonna figure out how the team's feeling about just about everything, general vibes, how you've been performing so far this year. Maybe get some questions about the changes. But I do want to start off, and we'll start with Mike because impromptu team captain here. How do you feel about the team's performance recently? Barring last week, I wasn't here. I don't know what happened. You guys are on a pretty crazy win streak.
In general, it's been good. I think one of our mid laners has been playing really well. One of our junglers has been playing really well. And they're the same people, which is crazy.
Yeah, what's up with that? Is this like, do you two just like have crazy synergy? You switch roles all the time, but like,
no.
What's up?
Usually when it's my turn to pick and I suggest my characters, Sprock's usually like, no, those mages aren't very good, but we need something like Zeus. We need some big damage, some big circles. Yeah, that's how bottom 2 of the graphs go.
That's actually what happened.
We need some big damage, some big circles.
Yeah.
I'll run the Atlas. Is that really how it goes?
It actually is
I
what
suggest
happened.
Merlin, Yu Huang. He's like, no, they're just not good for me. I don't like it.
Daniel, he's a talented player. I see that. I'm also a talented player, so we're just able to mix and match and kind of make it work. I mean, and teams don't see it coming.
Wait, okay. The whole year when we had Sam, we were like lane swapping, role swapping. Everybody made fun of us. He joins the team. He's like, yeah, we should stop doing that. It's garbage. And then like after we like win a tournament and everything, we go into scrims for this split. And he's like, yeah, I think some mid laners I'm just better at than Daniel, and I should play mid. And it's like literally the whole thing we did before the year. It's like just put the player on their best god regardless of role. That's like our whole thing. And he's like, nah, that's horrible. Except I'm built different though. So
Diffy. That's true though. It is true. Like I'm different. Like,
Bro, you literally speak just like your Twitter. Like I can hear the nerd emoji at the end of every single sentence that comes out of your mouth.
I think it's funny. I think it's funny to have a personality.
No, yeah, you're right. You're built different. Just a sick player.
Yeah, some people they're just like robots, man. Some people are robots. I don't know.
There's some robots in the
I think
world.
there's a lot of like robot players in the
Call them out. Let's hear it.
Call them out.
1-5.
Off the top of my head,
Yeah. Who's the #1 bot?
Awesome Jake 408.
Jake's not a bad.
Jake has a personality.
That guy's an AI.
Jake is a.
Who else?
Yeah, PK. The question was for Sprat.
I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot of people.
Call them out.
There's just too many to name.
Yeah, there's just too many. Like I'm trying to think.
It's
here.
just hurting my head to think about it like that. I don't know.
They're just like the people who tweet like, "Oh, OGGs" to these teams like every week. They don't tweet a lot. They're just like, "Oh, GGs."
Like, but who though?
Oh, because
Does it
maybe
rhyme
they
with
think
Bike
social media is
Blend?
toxic and they don't want to participate.
I mean, he's the one who does
Max
that.
doesn't care, bro. This guy.
You're just subbing him.
Yo,
disrespect.
You should be asking that guy this question.
Yeah, so we got Biclone Blin and who
No,
else?
it rhymes with it. He just said like, I'm not calling any names right now.
Yeah.
Biclone Blend.
So you're telling me just because somebody doesn't use Twitter that makes them a bot?
Yeah, that's literally what they're saying.
That's what he said. I'm just giving him.
That's
he's subbing. He's
for
saying,
the
You're just saying what he's saying.
No, the whole Titans team is like definitely pretty like I feel like more like
Robotic.
reserved or personal. I don't know if I'd say robotic, but
Yeah, like
No,
AI.
yeah, they're just not. They're just not into like the whole Twitter personality.
like
thing.
they don't care about public affection. They don't need validation for their skill, kind of like you.
Do you
They're
guys
Sigma
not,
group
do you guys not follow their TikToks? 'Cause
Oh, I do.
They're very.
Or be dancing.
They're very rambunctious on their
Aurora's
TikToks.
gonna
Do they actually have TikToks?
Oh my god.
Bro.
What if that was my last straw?
Tell me Aurora and Secular dancing on TikTok. saying
Okay,
GG
I
after
can
every
see
set.
Aurora dancing. Aurora has fun.
That would be good.
You can be dancing.
Aurora would have a pop on TikTok.
Wow, this is the easiest round. I haven't even asked a question yet.
Yeah, let's get to that.
Oh, you want to go to the first one?
Yeah, why not?
What would you consider to be like one of the biggest contributors to the success of the team so far this year?
We're good.
We can go with anybody.
Just over the year? Or
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah, because you guys have been on
Definitely
a
not
crazy
you.
streak recently.
What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
that's me. I join and it happens. I mean, it's really right
Oh
there.
God, he's not
Easily the
wrong.
worst players on this team.
I'm
Proof
just-
is in the pudding.
Okay, people say that, but like every team goes through like highs and lows throughout the year. We were on a low, made a roster change, but like people are like, yeah, the Dragons, they were so bad the whole year. We were first the first split. We won a seed, like we won another like little tournament. We're third at the next one. They had to make a whole new patch to change the game because Daniel was dogging people so hard. They're like, this guy's on Susano and Gilga mid. People can't hang with him. It has to be harder to kill people early. Like this is unfair. Like that's what they said.
Yeah, you soloed Ben 6 times in one set. He hops on Twitter. We get a completely different patch. Are you upset that you can't play your Warriors
Dude, I
anymore?
am.
Because it seems like anytime like anything weird's locked in, it's now Sprat.
I just don't like mages. Like Not a good class.
Not a good class. Really?
Yeah.
There's like 60 of them to choose from.
No, only good ones Zeus and Atlas.
I got him.
Are too hard to play for Daniel, so
Those
I've actually never played Atlas.
Man, how do you feel about the role swaps, Vaughn? Because I feel like you never get swept up in it. You're always playing your own
It was
stuff.
his idea. The Atlas was his idea.
Well, I was a big proponent of the Atlas mid. Because,
You're a Sprackless guy.
Yes, because I think that he kind of does the job of a mage better than a lot of them, just because he has so much AoE and it's like a lot of range as well.
Okay.
His early game's a little bit rough, but if you can just get past that. But I enjoy it. I like doing any wonky things. Like I want to
you're
play
not
some
doing
other
the wonky stuff.
I want to play
Your
some other
boys are
roles
doing
too. They're not letting me, but
not capable.
It's
they're
no
just
one
like
else-
walk in the RDO. and I'm
It's
like,
just no one
okay.
can play solo lane quite the way this guy
That's
can.
the problem with it at the end of the day.
Because the fat list is actually, if you haven't seen the fat list, it's a treat. Twitch.tv/FineOK. Of course, yeah. And the fat list goes hard. It goes off.
Yeah, I think I could pilot the Atlas mid pretty well, but they don't give me the shot. That's
Yeah,
okay.
Who's going to play solo for you? Like,
I haven't-
certainly not
Well, the
Sprack.
problem is we
I
need to
have a
get
nice
totems.
answer.
We need to get
Yeah.
totems, and I
Don't
don't
say
think
we.
any.
That's me, bro.
Well, wait,
say
a
we.
couple of us have like one, like Sprack can only play Arthur. Like if Arthur's banned, his solo lane.
No, he
will come.
can't.
Like I think, like
As in,
so-
like he can't even play Arthur, or he has other gods.
I'm nice
He's not
to it.
good at Arthur.
yeah.
Well,
No,
what's he good at? Just
Nothing.
Atlas.
Nothing.
I could, like I'd be able to play
so
RDO
toxic,
solo, but
man.
like that's it. Like
Dude, I
just
have 100%
RDO.
win rate on solo in this build.
Actually, you know what? I'll play
Oh, yeah,
RDO
you
this
do.
weekend if you
And
want.
I hard carry that game too.
Yes.
Yeah, you could play the Forest. And
The
I'll play-
Forest. We got
the
Famoja.
Famoja.
That's probably getting banned from me.
Yeah, that's banned.
His
forever.
eyes lit up. I better see this roll swap. You can't take that
Fulan.
away from him.
Well, the thing about, I'm not gonna lie, if I played solo lane, like I would get so bored. Like I would int and run it down. 100%.
Well, I mean, that's how you play solo. You want to keep it interesting.
I like the thing is when I int a support, people are like, "Oh, that was so good. He baited and created so much space." I'm like, "No, I'm just running it down, dog."
That ties into a question I wanted to ask. When I was sitting down with the Camelot Kings a little bit earlier, they had said, "Yeah, we're like one of the slowest teams in the league, but it's not because we want to be. You know, like
They're definitely
we don't
not.
we don't choose that. We want to play. Well, they play a lot more macro, I would suppose, than like going for aggressive invades early on or
That's
you know,
all they do.
like running it down.
they have.
Are
you
they
know
What
what
is
lying
this
to me?
like?
Did they
Bro,
trick
bro,
me?
the Kings, dude, the Kings and the casters, you guys have this conspiracy theory that they're like this late game, like farm it out team. Like if you look at all their, like last year when they like started to get on a hot streak, they're literally playing like Alaron duo lane every game.
Alaron Izanami.
Alaron Izanami run it down duo every game. Harry only plays RDO. Like he's literally like the highest.
Orlando Cyrus.
Orlando
every
Cyrus.
game.
Yeah.
Did I fall for the propaganda?
They're like the highest.
Yeah.
They're like literally one of the highest
God.
pressure
Yeah.
teams, and they're like, we are such a late
I
game
think
macro
pressure,
team.
Well, people will get reputations. Like we have a reputation for being an early game.
Yeah.
Like, and I believe that might have been true a little bit in season 6 and even season 7. Even though in season 7 we were just winning every game anyway, so it didn't matter. It's just like, like people still have that reputation for us, but like I don't think that's like the case at all really anymore. Like
How
I
would
think
you
that we're
define your play as a team.
Correctly.
Whatever's right.
correctly making correct plays only. I mean, I don't know. I'm beating a dead horse here, but the game starts when you load into the game.
That's
So
right.
why wouldn't you want to win the game from the start of the game?
I'm with you. That would make you an early game team, though, wouldn't it?
Early, mid, late?
Just
Well,
to-
I think maybe like
I'm
in
gonna
the-
win whatever portion I'm in. I just
Yeah,
happen to
I'd
win
say that
early.
maybe in the past that like we didn't get enough like practice as like a late game like team or anything like that. But I don't think that's true at all nowadays. Like we've won a lot of games that have gone late, and I think we're like much more comfortable playing like into those late game stages than we maybe were in like season 6.
Fair enough. Well, you two probably have a much more fresh perspective on it. How do you guys view the team?
I don't know.
My man sees mid lane and that's it.
He just doesn't want to talk.
I don't got much insight.
I mean, I'd agree with Alec. I mean, I think there's definitely like, I think being able to play the game at all stages is good. Obviously, I think having good, correct macro throughout the game is going to be good. Obviously, you get less practice late game, and as like a really good team, because I'd say we're probably the best team at pushing our lead early game. We amass like the biggest gold leads, and we blow teams out of the water. So we maybe get less practice than most other teams do.
Yeah, because like it's like big fish, small pond.
Bro, what you on? Daniel's just laughing.
This guy's just poetic with the way he speaks.
That's
He
what's
laughs,
laughing.
and I'll just go
Oh, yeah?
and blow them out of the water.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just think some teams are not good at early game, or they do
Like who?
weird,
Call 'em
weird
out,
things.
call 'em out.
Well,
You
you got
gotta
to.
stop subbing, bro.
Let's-
Yeah, these subtweets are whack.
I mean, Zapman, he's just a late game player, man. He's just a late game player. Like, nothing he can do about the early game. It's, it's too hard for him, bro.
Is that a bot?
No, Zapman's not a bot.
he has a
Okay,
personality.
He's chilling.
Yeah.
Just wanted to see
His
what I
Twitter
did.
game's good.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
His Twitter game's good.
What's your guys' all-time favorite Zapman tweet?
Wow, do you have one? Can you start
So,
us?
so many. We can just move on. So many. Talk about it
Yeah,
later.
mull over that, guys. Next question. What are some of the difficulties of being the team like fan favorite in the league? Like you guys have so many expectations. The vibe is different when you are on the screen. Like chats talking Jade Dragons, they either love you or they hate you. No in betweens. Clearly, you're one of the most heavily discussed teams in the league. Does that weigh on you at all?
For me, I mean, I can,
Not
I can
everyone
answer it, I
won't.
guess. I don't know. I think, like, expectations in general are only as significant as you kind of make them. Like, if you're someone who reads every single post-game Reddit thread or, like, goes and watches the VOD of your
You're not doing
SPL
that,
games
of
and, like,
course.
looks at the chat. I mean, no, I could
I
not.
do that.
With all due respect to people who are on there, I could not care less about what anyone on Reddit types. Like, it is so, like, it is so devolved from what is, like, reality. Like, I just do not care. So it's like, of course we appreciate our fans and, to pull one from Captain Twig's books, we also appreciate the haters because that type of rivalry is what makes the game so fun, Kind of true, though.
Is that echoed over here? You said you are reading the Reddit threads and
This
stuff.
guy reads every Reddit.
I mean, like, maybe it's like an ego thing.
Yeah, you're an
Is it?
egomaniac.
Well, you don't
for
have
sure.
an ego.
I mean, I actually don't think I do generally. I mean, I'm a confident player. Don't get me wrong. I have a lot of
more
confidence.
interested.
I have a lot of
Okay,
confidence.
can I just say something?
Please.
After the first week where he played Atlas, we were driving the car. He's like, "It's crazy nobody's talking about my Atlas in the Reddit." How are you not an ego player? He's like, "Ain't nobody talking about the Atlas yet. The Scratless and maybe."
I just think it's something you should talk about, right? Like, it's like
He's like, "Why nobody gassing me already yet?"
like I don't know. It's just how it is. Like, if I show up on the map, like they should be talking about me, right? It's like, come on, like.
There you go. There you go. Stay humble.
But I don't know. I mean, it's fun. Obviously, the Dragons picked up a lot of popularity when I wasn't on the team. If I go over the course of the years, and from the outside looking in, it's different. Like, it looks like they have like a lot of diehard fans, but it's unique. It's a unique experience, like compared to being like on a different team or whatever. I think.
Yeah, I mean, you're no stranger to popular teams. Like the three-man core of this squad has made a world's run in the past as well. Does it feel good to be like back together?
You just mean
It's alright.
us three.
Yeah.
It's all right.
I definitely. I mean, for me, I definitely like playing with Sprack. Like our original like E-United team like breakup, I guess, was mainly just because like he was finishing high school and Baskin at the time didn't want to like move. He wanted to focus on college and stuff. So it was like kind of a forced like disband. So it's definitely nice to like see over the years how like all three of us have kind of like matured just as people and just are a little different as teammates. So it is nice to kind of get that like contrast, but still have the comfort of like I generally like know how he thinks about the game, how it should be played, how he wants to like play the map. So it's like kind of like having better habits as teammates, not being as toxic as we all like used to be, like as aggressive and argumentative, and also like sharing the same like philosophy, I guess, is nice.
That's super interesting. And you're one of the players in the league that has got the best recall of anything. I can ask you, I feel like, about any match at any point in any
I had
season.
Chinese for dinner last night.
Yeah, you can tell me literally anything about it. Can you go a little bit more in depth on like how you guys have changed as players? Maybe just for PCAT and Sprack here, because those are the ones you've had the most experience
That's how
with
they've
now.
changed?
Yeah, how they've changed, or maybe how you've evolved over the last couple of years.
For Max, it's kind of hard because I just see it like throughout the years. Like we're both.
You want me to get that for you?
Yeah, go ahead, bro. Appreciate it.
I'll hold on to it.
Oh no, for Sprack, like I think the biggest noticeable thing for me, I don't know how Max feels about it, is like he's always like had a certain way of like what he thinks is good, but he would never be able to articulate it before. Like he'd really struggle to like tell you what he wants from your role or the way he wants to play the game. And it would come across as like, no, I just think what you're doing is crap. Like this is just way better. Like you're stupid. Like
Surely that's changed.
Yeah. Now he's like, oh, I just think like if you do this, like it helps me do that. This is how I think I want to play jungle. Like I want to play characters that let me do this. It's like that type of thing.
Fine. It hasn't changed.
I mean, I've never teamed with Sprack, so I can't say personally for him, but I think Max is literally the exact same he was 3 years ago.
Yeah, no, Max is. Yeah, Max is.
So I don't know if Max
Okay.
has changed there.
Okay, Max now compared to Max who used to like scrim yelling at his sister back and forth to turn off the
okay.
TV. Those are two
That's fair
different
enough.
versions.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But that's just a change of setting, really.
No,
True.
true.
No?
Otherwise, I'd be saying the same thing.
How do you think you've changed? Do you think you've changed much over the last couple of years?
As a player,
Yeah.
Not really.
No, just out there farming, been farming, gonna stay farming, right?
Yeah, I think I'm maybe. Yeah, I'm pretty much the same. I'd say maybe as like a person, I matured barely, but as a player, no, I think I'm the same. Just try to keep up with what I think is good and whatnot, and just try to do it first.
Fair enough. Trendsetter.
Yeah, I do be.
Pagan, I warned you a little bit earlier that you're going to get some directed questions. We got it. You're a rookie in the league. I see you reading the questions. Stop trying to get a head
I
start.
can't even
man.
see it.
You know, you're a young guy, first time moving away from home, I believe.
No.
No?
I went to college.
Oh yeah, you went up to college. That
Yeah.
doesn't count, man. Come on.
What?
Isn't that like? Isn't that the thing that counts
I'm a
most?
year away from
It's like
home.
literally the same thing.
And
It's
I would
literally
say
I spent a year away
it's
from
not
home.
Dorm
really.
life is so different. Like for me personally, I was like in college, I was still like a kid. You know what I mean? But now you're like away from home.
Now you're a
You got-
grown man.
I'm a
You
big
got
boy.
bills to pay, bro.
Dude,
Uh,
my
what's
rent
that
keeps getting raised.
Of course.
This guy keeps raising my
rent
rent.
keeps getting lower.
Performance-based rent.
This is your landlord over here.
Max.
Really?
No, it's just easier to pay it all in like one go than split payments. So I just pay it and they send me.
It's weird. It's like,
But it's
coming
like
up like
it's been
$100.
Yeah, it's performance based. So like,
Why is he not paying all of it?
no, his will be
next,
bumped up.
yeah, next month, next month is going up.
Don't worry.
But yeah, are there any like? Do you ever feel like homesick? How's it feel? You know, moving into the team, rookie year. Has it been stressful at all? Seems
No.
like you're vibing.
It's been a lot of fun. You know, having like two of my really good friends as roommates. That's so fun. But this guy never wants to go out. Always canceling board night games, stuff like that.
Is that true?
No, it's not true.
He has
I
D&D,
have them a schedule.
then like Smite ranked, then like we're bottom priority when we
Is
want to
it
hang out.
D&D?
What is it called?
Yeah, he's
You
like
play Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah, on the weekends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a
Oh,
goblin
that's sick. Who are you
lord.
playing with, bro?
Just some of my friends.
Okay. What class?
Not us, obviously.
I play 2 different games.
You're in 2 different campaigns.
Saturday, Sunday. Yep.
Yeah.
How long are
Bro
these
fraud.
sessions? Well, now I'm curious. Like, this is for me.
3 to 4 hours.
3 to 4 hours.
34 hours.
34 hours. 3 to 4 hours Saturday and Sunday.
Yep.
And you're playing 2 different characters, 2 different entire campaigns.
Yeah.
He
Well,
role plays around the house as
That's a
well.
lot.
When he gets in character, he stays in character. He's more of a method actor, so he's
Caught
just
him
walking
catching a
into the
glass of
kitchen.
water and he was just growling at me.
Is that true?
No,
yeah.
it's
Which
not
day do you
true.
prefer to be around him? Saturday or Sunday? Which one of his characters is more annoying?
Sunday. Roll
Sunday.
from.
Which day did he pick Zeus? That was Saturday. That's the one I don't.
And then he
wanna
went home, started
Yeah.
barking.
God, you stay busy, man.
These guys are weird.
But you did hit on something there I wanted to ask you guys about. How seriously do you guys take like team bonding? Because I know some teams, they just go out maybe like once a month, they get dinner. Some teams are like, you know, they're doing stuff all the time. Like, how do you guys treat that?
I like to hang out as often as possible. I think it's
Is that true?
always fun.
Kind of canceled the last 2 nights on
Yeah,
us.
no, that was not me. I don't
Okay,
even.
the first
I'm
one was
just saying.
the first one was started by me.
Yeah.
On
it's
Monday,
Sprack.
but yesterday
Second-
I was good to go.
Second
We
one was
D&D
literally
that
nice.
night.
Yeah.
And then we were gonna do it on the weekend, but D&D gets in the way of the priority list. That
I,
Daniel-
it's 3 to 4 hours, but
I
that's a
tell
lot.
them I
Exactly.
have my schedule. The weekends are a no-go. I have SPL and then I have D&D.
literally Saturday, Sunday, like 2 of the most important days. You just can't do anything.
He's cool like Tuesdays.
Those are my work days.
On Wednesday, after our double block, after everyone streams, goes to the gym at like 11 to 11:30. I can hang out.
Can fit it
Busy
in.
dude.
fit it in.
I'm busy dude. I got a lot of things to do.
But I mean, we do like to hang out a lot. I think it's really important. It's just fun to like, whether you're winning or losing, just like having something to do afterward, and and just like not focusing too much on the Smite side of things, and just like enjoying life down here is really good. That's why I like season 6 was so fun, and unfortunately, we all know what happened season 7 with
We all know.
I don't.
COVID.
I know.
So
Dude, don't say it to me.
We're gonna get demonetized.
I don't know if everybody remembered what happened, but that happened.
I blocked it out. Thanks for reminding me though.
No problem. But
Yeah, what do you guys do for fun? Like, are you going like hiking? Is it like
Oh, we
always,
went
like, a
once.
gym
What,
visit?
We went
What-
on
the
one
gym.
hike, yeah.
are we allowed to get R-rated in here?
Please. Just, yeah. Let's hear it.
The sauna after the gym. I mean, okay.
Sometimes towels start slipping. Like, who
Yeah,
knows?
you
You know?
know.
They have nice showers in there.
It's like a high school locker room.
All right. And what was your high school locker room like?
Dude, there are some freaky.
In details.
There are some freaky men in there, bro.
Yo,
We're talking about your team.
No, I'm talking about my. You asked me what my high school locker room
And
was
you
like.
said it's like that.
Kinda.
So there's a freaky. All
I
right,
mean,
whatever,
Max
bro.
is especially sus. That's actually weird.
I'm sus?
Care to defend yourself, Max?
No, it's fine.
Can you think maybe self-reflect a little bit? Like, what kind of actions do you think Sprack is bringing up right now?
I have no idea. Can you give me an example?
He can't even give us an example of a bot, bro.
I got a lot of examples.
I like
The
the
bots?
No,
Oh, let's hear it.
I don't know. I don't think it's like
mean,
stream
hey,
appropriate.
If somebody's washing the dishes and it's looking plump, I might give it a little tap walking by, you know? You know, like, hey, it's looking good, man. Keep it coming.
Good hustle.
You know, like when coaches slap you in your ass? Oh,
That's why Sprax always washing
Mike covers
dishes.
the fine. Mike covers the fine.
Yeah, Mike's got it.
No.
You know, like,
that guy.
hey,
Aren't you
good,
rich?
Good game, baby. Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't do that.
What do you mean?
Yeah, next question. on that, on that
We
caller.
got more. Hold
Dude,
on.
my questions were so serious. It's not fitting the vibe. All right.
The good thing about this is we can actually flip it on a switch like that.
No.
How
yeah,
involved
like-
is your family in the
both.
SPL journey?
My dad loves it.
Yeah.
My brother and my dad are the main tuners. They watch.
Has everybody like they're all like really supportive of it?
Like all of our families.
All of our
Yeah.
families?
That's super. That's
Yeah.
like fortunate. Like me personally, when I was playing, my dad was like, like maybe college. Like,
Well, I think
don't know.
everybody has that. Like at first, like my parents were like couldn't tell how like legit it was, and then when I got flown out to like a couple tournaments and did well, they're like, oh, okay. Like once they saw like actual like, I guess like kind of paychecks, but not really. Like once they saw like streams and like official matches and stuff, they're like, oh, okay. I don't get it, but I get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it, but you're making money, right? Like
It's
at
a
the end of the
job.
day, it's
Yeah,
a job's
it's
a
just
job.
My dad loves to text me after we lose and say, why you lose?
Dude, like tell him.
I can't explain it to him, so I'm just like, oh, we just messed up. He's like, oh, so you suck.
So that's where you get it, huh?
Yeah. And I'm like, yep. And then when we win, he goes, nice job. That's it.
Very succinct. Well, what about you, Pagan? Parents involved very much?
No, not really. You know, I get the occasional call, and they're like, "Are you winning?" And I say, "Yeah." And they're like, "Good job."
Do they get like a little bit upset? Like you play against your brother, they're like,
Oh,
let him
there's
get
what-
like one win.
No. There's like, you just say like, "You make more than him," and then that's all they care about, you know.
That is cutthroat, dude. How about you, Fun?
Yeah, because we also play we'll play on Sundays sometimes, and usually my whole family gets together to have like a Sunday dinner, and they'll watch our games together.
Like all together?
Yeah.
That's awesome. dude.
And oh gosh, dude. So sometimes like when we're having like a family get together, my dad will put my videos on like to the TV, like the whole family, like extended family and stuff, and it's just so awkward. I'm like, Dad, just turn this off, but he doesn't. He's like, everybody watch, and yeah. But sometimes like my mom will sometimes text me and be like, hey, I just watched your like this video and like so proud of you and stuff like that, and I loved it. And
That's so cute.
Come on, guys. That's
quite
What are you
sweet.
doing?
Yeah,
What?
that's
very wholesome.
heartfelt
That was
for
wholesome.
sure.
That's wholesome.
Yeah, that was,
Nice.
that
No,
was
I
sweet.
get that. That was just
Well, sometimes they'll also text me and be like,
Everyone's
we watched
being
this
wholesome.
video and be like, you said some things in it, and I'll be like, yeah, that's just the character. I don't know.
Like, what are you saying, man?
guys,
what are you
It's
saying?
me,
with that?
Alec. That was fine, okay. It's me, your son, Alec.
Exactly.
I did join Alex's stream yesterday, and he just danced on camera for like 30
You deserved it
seconds,
though,
so.
for sure.
I can just imagine like some older relatives at the family table, and you're just dancing on camera.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, you were hitting that. How do I do that?
Yeah, asking for tutorials and stuff. But I mean, actually, I have a couple cousins that their like immediate friends play like Smite and stuff, and they'll be like, oh, my cousin is fine, okay, and they'll be like, no way.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You're like a celebrity.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody knows like the Mifflin name.
Really?
Yeah, I roll through and they're like, yeah, that's Caleb. That's it.
Well,
That's super interesting though.
yeah. It
Does
can
it go to
be.
your head at
You
all?
gotta start playing your Twitch spots at the family like get-togethers.
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do
self-plug
that.
in.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm so
Yeah.
different off the air.
Like, oh, you guys can't watch my VOD. Oh, you have to subscribe.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, okay.
I mean, if you get like everyone in your family Twitch Prime, like extended family, most people have Amazon Prime. That's pretty good money. Bezos bucks.
And if they had Prime, like where should they sub?
Well, first of all, I like to say my teammates first. Sprack's been streaming a lot. Daniel's been streaming a lot at Pagon_. Then we got Stream. How many M's?
5.
5 M's.
With
We
a
got-
one, with
So
a
it has a
one.
1 at the end.
It's PBM Smite,
Expects
right?
to end in
Yeah,
some-
yeah.
I don't stream anymore. I
Actually,
quit.
yeah, we'll block
just
him
keep
out.
the subs away from me.
Yeah, you have like stopped streaming recently. Is there a reason behind that?
Of course.
Dope.
I
because
mean,
he queued
Smite
against
is
me,
very
couldn't
unbearable to play a lot of the
He's
time.
he's just a hater, man.
He gets dual lane camped and ranked, and then it's
Oh, you get the
fine.
Z-Man treatment.
No, he got the me treatment yesterday.
Z-Man. I got like Z-Man times 2.
I invaded him 2 games in a row yesterday, and then I didn't say anything to my jungler. I'm pinging where I want to fight on the map, and I'm like, follow me. And I start walking up to the red buff, and I see my little jungler just loop around and dive the dual lane and kill Max. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, not to mention, every time I play against Mike, he's on Sylvanas or Ymir.
Oh,
the
I will.
highest pressure characters.
No, I run it down.
And I have like Nox.
Yeah. No, I will be
It's
running
like,
it
this
down.
is awesome. No, yeah, streaming was fun at some point, and now it's like, it became more of like I need to do this more than I want to.
Yeah.
And that's when I kind of stopped a lot.
You did
of
it consistently for like a lot of years too. Plus,
I did it for like a
competitively.
whole year, like every night straight, and it was good. And then like the meta shifts and stuff, and it just feels like I've been playing the same game for a while. So maybe if Smite,
You still love your viewers. Don't
I
get it
love
twisted.
them a lot.
You love your stream. It's just you
No,
struggle
I just
to
hate
play.
streaming. I love my stream. I just hate streaming.
Exactly.
Which is crazy because like your whole team has now become streamers. You guys have been like coined the
stream
stream
team,
team
yes,
of the
sir.
league.
We streamed our tournament perspective against the Kings, and we're just stream teaming on people.
Yeah.
Not much they can do about it.
They
Not
could've-
concerned at
could've took
all
a lot of
about
notes
like
off
them
that.
like watching your VODs or
they
anything like
didn't.
that.
It
like,
didn't
trying
seem to
figure
help
this
them, did it?
out. No.
I mean, when I'm wrong, you stop me. I don't know.
I will absolutely stop you when you're wrong.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
is
on a
wild.
serious note, it was like, I don't know whose idea it was, but it was just that, you know, there was a COVID breakout for the tournament, which
It was
just-
me when I was home that one day, and I asked if I could stream it. And then
Yeah.
the next week, everyone streamed it, and I was like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it just sucked
Trendsetter.
for all the
back.
fans that like we couldn't be in studio or anything. So we were just like, oh, like it would just, you know, it's just the middle of the season tournament. It's not Worlds. Like it would just be nice to like give them
I'd do it
something.
at Worlds,
you
too.
I was
know?
gonna say, why are you saying it's not Worlds?
I'd do it at Worlds.
Catch
If
me
we, had to
live
play,
at
if we had to
Worlds.
play from home, I'd do it. I'd do it
POV
then
in my
too.
lane.
For Worlds, yeah, I would
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
But you don't want to do
It's a
that.
lot of ad revenue.
Well, yeah.
Speaking of Worlds, what are the expectations going into Worlds? I mean, you guys are a boisterous team. Obviously, you probably expect to just straight up win. But I don't know. You think maybe some meta shifts might adjust how the Jade Dragons decide to approach the match? Who do you think some of the tougher competition is going to be? What are your just general thoughts around going to Arlington, Texas, and playing in the esports arena?
Is there a tough competition?
You tell me.
God.
No, we just lost to the Warriors. Now I'm just trolling.
Wait, what does that mean?
Yeah,
Are
you're
they,
saying
like,
the
not
Warriors
tough,
got
or they
lucky,
were tough, or
what's
what?
up?
No, they beat us, right?
I think there's a lot of
That
like,
makes them
pretty
tough
solid
automatically,
teams.
right?
I think everybody in the SPL is like competitive, to be honest. Putting the ego aside for a sec.
I think the only team
can't
that
do
hasn't
that
looked
personally.
competitive is the Scarabs, but that's because they have a role swap and their whole team is like, you know, they've played with Sam for less than we played with Sprack and stuff. So I don't know. What's up?
All right, let's hear it.
Oh, nothing.
Speak your
No,
mind.
I saw an eye roll.
No, it's
My
fine.
man
I mean,
shake the
fine.
shoulders.
This guy's actually toxic. So just,
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
just go on a tangent.
Go
Come
ahead.
on.
Let's.
guys.
Who else is not competitive?
Next
I think-
question.
Go on a diatribe.
Next question.
It's because they have
Oh.
Stewart. Hardcore is no help in that
I'm
lane.
just sick and tired of Mike sugarcoating everything.
Say it
bro.
how it
Say
is,
it.
bro.
Okay.
Say it
Mike's
how it
like-
is.
I can say how it is.
Mike's like the opposite of a
Go
Twitch
for it,
chatter.
go
Like the
for
Twitch
it.
chatter said we only won because of like honeymoon phase and stuff, whatever that meant. And Mike's saying like, oh, they're just not doing well because of like roll swap. But like,
Come on, let's
I
get it.
just don't.
just get over it, man.
I mean,
They're
I
just not
disagree with what
good.
you're saying.
Who are the stinkers? Because like they are a lot of
There's
different
a couple
players on there.
stinkers on that team.
I disagree with
Honestly,
what you're
all
saying.
5 of them at some point are stinking.
Uh-huh.
Isn't
like,
it, isn't
like
it
how
funny?
It's all just a matter of perspective. Though. I don't know.
Yeah.
Pretty often.
Well, it is a little funny with that
Dude.
kind of conversation when there's like a honeymoon phase, but then there's also if a team does bad when they do a role swap, it's like, oh, it's gonna take time to adjust.
growing
So it's
that's
like,
what I'm saying.
so it's like it can't have
At some
both,
point,
you know?
just,
Yeah, that's
just
true.
get over it. Just admit it.
That's
but
true.
I mean, I disagree with what you said. You're
Really?
just, you need to put the ego aside for a bit, dude.
You're right.
I think like every time like it's for example like when we lose to like the Warriors, like we can think after the set of like, oh, we could have done this or that. Like obviously that goes both ways. You know, when we beat a team, they're like, oh, we just need to make this adjustment against the Dragons. Like this draft, they just outdrafted us. Like if you just look at everything from another team's perspective, it's not normal that it's like so black and white that like this team's just way better than that team. It does exist. Like I think if we played the Scarabs 10 times, I think we'd 20-0 them. Like that would be my expectation, something like that. You know,
10
just-
times.
yeah, like if we're
Yeah.
2-0 them every time.
Because they're best of 3 sets.
Yeah, that would be
Oh,
like
okay.
right
That didn't
like
make
right
much
now
sense
that would be
personally, but-
my expectation.
Simple
but,
math.
But like I mean, patches change,
Didn't
meta
go to
shifts
college.
change. Like
Yeah.
it just happens. I don't know. But your question about Worlds, I think it's.
I'm glad you remembered. I forgot.
You know, the recall thing, Chinese last night, Worlds. I don't know. I think pretty clearly the top 4 has kind of been us, the Kings, the Warriors, the Titans. Like the past couple months, I'd say those have been like the most consistent. The Valks have like had some good games, and then I guess Bolts and Scarabs have roster changes. Oh, and Levi's, I guess. Zap has been sandbagging all year.
I love
I
As-
think
as-
that is
as normal,
like
as
real and
normal.
true, by the way. I don't know if you guys.
What,
What,
Steve
what,
sandbagging?
wait,
Yeah.
what's wrong about what I said with the roster swap?
No, you just gotta stop with the rosters. Roster swap like 2 months
Baskin's
ago,
been
bro.
one of the best players on that team, so maybe are you just saying they're trash?
Thank you.
Go into that, PCAT. Why are they trash?
Too many reasons.
Give me one.
Just
I
so
think the
many.
Bolts just lack their own identity to like do their own thing. That's as simple
Yeah.
as that. Like the second you play something, they're just like next week they're playing in the SPL.
I want you to know that
He stole my
saying
Pele myth.
anything
I should
critical
have
of the
fan.
Bolts is super dangerous. They have
It's the
the
same as our
most
team.
vehement. No,
That's
your
fine.
fans are like wild, but like Bolts fans are wild.
They're dangerous.
Barracuda has
They're
been
actually
culminating.
dangerous. Yeah, no.
That's
his crew
He's
for
got a
long
cult.
time.
He's got a
Dude,
cult.
I do-
Oh, the cult thing.
Yeah, I do. I've always said that the Barra fans, the fish tank, with all due respect, are kind of cult. Like I have some cult fans. Alec definitely has some cult fans. you
Yeah,
know?
for sure. For
Like,
sure.
Oh, definitely.
So they, and we love them for what they are. But you know, from the
Just
other side,
because we have some meetings every week, and I tell them to go out there and be crazy.
one of my biggest gripes about like the Bolts, like the fandom in general, is like they're like, oh, this tournament we just didn't play our best, but like they haven't won a like the Barra teams haven't won a tournament since like season 2. So like at what
I'm
point?
toxic.
So at what point is it just reality?
I'm
just keep
toxic,
getting
though,
unlucky.
right?
I'm not the judge of that.
I've said that publicly forever. That's not like a hot take. Like I've said that on my stream all the time. Is that like I actually really hate like you know it goes both ways again. Like after our Warriors game, I like made a joke about like no seriously the Warriors just like played sick. Like credit to them, whatever. It is annoying to me when like after some players after every game it's like oh like the Scarabs actually do this the most. Like they'll be like oh we just really threw that set again. Like oh my god like the 15th set in a row we threw. Oh that just sucks. Like. Just nonstop, man. I can't do it. I can't do it.
The constant like Slaney tweet of man, another set we should have won that we didn't. You know.
No, and like from his perspective, I could see why you would think that, but also like if there's a pattern, you know, you have to start putting the puzzle pieces together.
Well, I mean, we can ask someone who's been a part of it. Did all those sets feel like you were just throwing when you were with the Scarabs?
Well, I mean, there were definitely some throws going on. I mean, the thing is like, how do I describe this? When I was on the team, it was like the team was like focused on me. Like it was like I was obviously like it sounds.
Star player.
No ego though. No ego though.
No,
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
ego. It's
I
not
understand.
ego. It's not ego. Like
They were drafting around
It's
you.
not
Yeah,
you. I was
they-
just
they-
before,
they-
though.
they let me play the way I wanted to play the game. These guys don't, which is like whatever.
Oh
like-
my god,
you
we're
were
doing
playing
this so
Atlas
bad.
Bro, we let you play Atlas and Zeus. What are you on?
Yeah, but the jungle is where I want to be.
Then stop that.
Anyways, I don't know. It's just like sometimes I didn't get my thoughts across correctly in games, and it would lead to miscommunications, and it would throw games. Like it's just
So they
sometimes.
lost because of you every time?
If you're the win condition and the draft strategy, if you're literally the whole team, maybe all the losses were on you.
It's like that for us
He
too.
giveth and he taketh.
I don't know. I mean, I think I'm just I'm a high impact player on every like. I
On
think
every
who said this? I think it was Aggro on his
Gandhi?
podcast. Prediction Esports, by the way. Aggro Big Kid podcast.
I don't know if you're supposed to plug that.
Sure, that's fine.
Well, why can't I plug? I could plug somebody else's Twitch, right? Like
Yeah,
my
plug
Twitch.
whatever you want,
it's
man.
That's your Twitch, not somebody
Twitch.tv,
else's.
me. But he said like any team I'm on, it's like warped around me. Like the game's automatically warped to be around me, which I find cool. It's my play style, and I just think it's fun.
Do you think that the Jade Dragons have kind of conformed to you as well?
Nope.
No
Less so
way.
than I would like, honestly.
Dude,
Like if they
what?
conformed a little bit more, you guys would obviously
have
be
a
better.
Complex.
He's mad because lately I've been running it down.
No,
with
I'm
Matt.
not upset.
Yeah.
We're winning.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not
upset.
saying. I don't mean upset as in like you're salty, but I think like the tournament. I think a lot of things did adjust around Sprack, and then I think lately I'm like I'm just gonna run it down duo.
Yeah,
so
do your thing.
We've had more discussions about like map play and like when we do our own thing and when we like want to be together on an objective, that type of thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, like I say this to Daniel, but he doesn't ever agree with it. Is like, I want to be like, I want to be like the guy on the map.
You want to be that guy.
Yeah, on the map. Yeah.
What does that mean?
But I mean, we're winning, and obviously each of us here, I think, are very skilled players, and we can win through anybody. Like, not gonna say that.
Not my role. It's too bad. Need to play.
Yeah, but like more often than not, I want to be that person. I think it's my best play style, and ironically, like I think I refined it to like carry a lot of games, and like, but sometimes that's just not how we're gonna win games, and I think that's fine.
And you tend to disagree with that, Pagon?
I don't know what he's talking about.
Like, he
He thinks I'm bad. He thinks I'm bad. He thinks I'm bad.
He's like in scrims. He's like, dude, play around me, and like he's 0-5. Like I don't get what I'm doing wrong.
No shot you're calling for when you're 0-5. Like, he's making that up.
How often am I 0?
Pretty often.
They
Every
take
other
all my
game.
kills, bro. They
That is
actually take
0-5 and 11.
They
right?
actually take all my
No,
kills.
11's generous.
Dude, there was this
6
game.
at most.
Dude, there was this game. I'm like 0-1 and like 8 on like it was like what? I don't know, like a Wheelix or something, like whatever.
my
Whatever, I don't care.
God.
Oh, I play a Wheelix. That's so crazy. And dude, 4 of the first 5 kills in the game, Daniel last hit them all for me, or I go to
You're a mid
play.
laner, you don't
I
need
was
that.
top damage.
Dude,
Was
I'm
he
it
had
top
like
damage?
he had like 10k damage at the end of the game.
You had 10k damage at the end of the game, bro?
I'm a Wheelix, bro.
Yeah, you did Intis early, bro. He needs that farm.
Yes, I do. All my
Dude.
back spikes were messed up.
Didn't you have 6 kills on Pele in our set and 5k damage?
Oh,
I out
You
damaged
literally got
that
outdamaged
is
by
a
Mike. How are
very-
you complaining?
That is a very rare circumstance.
Yeah.
Very,
What
very
was
rare.
that game?
It was
that you were
game
playing?
1 against the
were
Warriors.
you
You had
Terra?
Where's that
5,000
recall, man?
damage.
Come on.
You were Terra, I think.
Against the Warriors?
First game.
I was Kabrakan against the Warriors.
Yeah, you
I was
were. Yeah, you
Kabrakan,
were.
Kabrakan Ymir.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 kills,
I don't even
5K
know what the
damage.
question was. I don't remember what the question was, guys. I'll be
That's
honest.
fine. Fanica, do you think the team is like conformed? Have you noticed a change since Sprack has joined?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I don't get the whole they don't let me play what I want when we were literally letting him play Zeus and Atlas in SPL. So that's a little bit, I don't know.
Well, there's
Delusional.
some crazier stuff out there, surely,
Well,
that
no.
he's asked
Yeah,
for, that he hasn't
it's
gotten.
that's a little delusional. But I will say that I think that Sprax maybe conformed to us a little bit more. Where like I think right now the way you can play the map is kind of have like somebody on the slow side of the map kind of controlling things and like calling things, and then having somebody on the duo side of the map doing the same thing. And Mike and Sprack kind of do that pretty well. And I think a problem we had with like Sam before was that Sam played a little like selfishly, and Sprack I think is a lot. As crazy as this sounds with the ego and everything, he's a lot more unselfish where he'll just get in there, and that's part of the reason it'll be like 0-3 or be like, maybe feeding a little bit, but he's making so much space and like creating so many opportunities for the other people on the map. Like, for example, like pretty recently I played like Set in the SPL, and something I heard Sprack say was like, oh, if we just get in there and be like, what was the term used? Meat bags, maybe?
Yeah.
Meat bags. So I think that was
I was like, Mike, let's go to his lane. Let's literally hard int for him and just get
Okay, let's go.
Like,
Yes,
so-
sir.
like, let's be meat bags for this guy because he's fed, and that's something that like I haven't heard from a teammate in a while, and I think that's like a really like good quality to have. So
That's really cool, like macro, like shot calling as well, like realizing like where you can like kind of sacrifice a bit and like play around the map. Would you consider yourself primary shot caller for the team?
I'd say for most of the game, yeah. I think I've also, first off, my shot calling has just gotten a lot better over the course of the last 2 years.
I'm getting a lot of no's from Pagon.
Dude,
We'll check
he's,
on that
he's,
later.
he's actually a hitter. He's
strong,
actually a
He's
hitter.
strong. Daniel's strong.
But I think I'm able to shot call at all portions of the game now, I think, which I couldn't do before. So I kind of think, I mean, me and Mike were like probably like the main shot callers. I don't know what the percentage I'd say is. I'm not like,
Kind of just depends on the characters we're playing.
yeah,
I think.
I haven't really thought about it that much.
Like if I'm playing like Kepri, I'm not like
It's really hard to be like.
I played Kepri game 1 against the Titans, and I'm more just like going with what they want to do. But if I'm something like Gimme or Kabrakan, where I think I can like engage every fight, I'll be a lot more like I guess aggressive with like do this or else.
Do one of the two of you kind of get like final say on a call? Like, let's say Sprack's like, yo, 13 minutes, Fire Giant, let's do it. If you
I'd say-
like hard
I
know
feel
it,
like we
I'd
listen
say-
to the other three.
I'd
for
say that comes from them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like it's like we'll bring up the idea and they'll be like if like I'd say we want to go Fire Giant early and we're like, Max, can you come over? And he's like, no, I can't do that. And then it's like, okay, well, we're not doing it, obviously.
Right.
Like, we're not gonna like force him to come over and do something
Isn't it
if he
just-
thinks it's really bad.
Isn't it just the loudest person?
between us.
Yeah.
Or just
Metaphorically
just
or
between me and him.
literally?
Between you and two? When someone's louder, I swear we just listen to that one.
I mean, it's
That might be for you.
usually if somebody's like really confident, we'll get loud about it.
Yeah.
Because like they like want it to be done for sure. But
yeah.
that's like
well, you kind of
rare.
you'll like it happens really fast usually, but you'll just kind of get the vibe from each other. Like you'll be like this, then you'll say it, and then you kind of like meld into one, And that just happens with the whole team.
Yeah.
Like everybody like kind of you play enough with each other, you kind of start to agree with like certain calls.
Communication, like from like small communication from your laners is really important too. Like something that I think every version of like the me, Max, Alec teams have been really good at is that, well, I guess Max was mid for one of those years, but generally like the information you get out of their lane is normally really clear. They're like, oh, like I have this item on like this back, like let me just like get my own buff. I can like rotate do this, like, or they'll just set up some sort of thing, or Max will be like, oh, this guy wants to back right now. Can we like set up to come like pull gold when he backs, like stuff like that. And when you have like little information like that, it's really easy for the jungle support to like create some sort of plan around that and like know like, okay, this is what our map looks like in 2 minutes. Like we're chilling until then, that type of thing.
Because it depends on the draft and who gets fed as well, right?
Yeah.
Like if you make an entire draft to have like a soul lane counter and you're going to win that matchup, you're going to want to play off of that. So you need the information from that laner. But if like there's like a random game where like this probably doesn't happen too often, but Max like gets fed, right?
Yeah, Game of Warriors literally last weekend. Doesn't happen too often though.
So extremely rare, maybe once a year. He gets really fed, then like Max is gonna be like, "Yo, Sprack, just show up to this purple war." He'll say stuff like, "Don't fight without me," like, or just let me like get my oboe and we'll walk over to this, stuff like that. You know, like kind of changes game to game, right?
And then we get into the chess matchup, and he's 900 rated in chess by the way.
900 rated. Yeah.
Bro, I'm new.
How many games?
I'm less than that. I don't even play, so I don't know. But the chess match of what Alex said as well, that's really fun. I think when you have multiple people who are like actively thinking about calls for the team or how to play the map is like, let's say Alec has a counter matchup and he's really fed and he's really strong and we want to invade blues. Games will get to the point where it's like the other team's just going to try to trade the map and Alec can be like, oh yeah, I can just, like if you get me a ward and I see they're not coming, I'll just do this alone. Like I don't need help. And then we get to take a fight somewhere else and we win here and we win there and we're winning everywhere.
You're just winning, yeah.
Yeah, just wow. It's and then instead of chess, you're playing checkers. You just go boom, boom, boom. You know.
I don't know. I lost a lot in the SPL.
Oh, I'm nice at checkers.
What rules are we playing by?
Texas Southern.
Oh, okay, Texas.
Because we're
Southern.
going to Arlington for Worlds, which
True,
we're about
okay.
to talk about right here.
That's right. Well, I do want to extend this question out because we were talking about essentially roles in the team, 2 primary shot callers between you and Sprack. How would you guys define your roles in the team, Panda, Fine, and Pay God over here?
Am I starting?
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, I just think I shot call a lot.
Do you really?
Right?
You
Yeah,
think so?
he actually does. He actually does. Yeah.
Like that set game.
I
you
could
were
be the main
primary
shot caller, honestly.
Really?
Maybe.
You strike me as like not only a quiet individual, but I feel like mid laners historically, at least in my own personal experience, have been a bit on the quieter side as far as communication. Only dwarfed by
I
some.
don't know.
He plays dumb. He's actually really smart.
I don't
You
know.
play
Like,
dumb, but
how much-
are smart.
He is.
Yeah, Daniel is.
He is.
Yeah, I portray myself in ranked and in stream. You know, it's not good.
Not the real you.
It's like not on stream.
He's a reverse bimbo, except
but,
he's
like,
also handsome.
I don't know how much like mid laners actually shot call because
I don't know
I've never
about
played with one, right? But I feel like I do a lot.
Okay, well, your definition of
Daniel
shot, I think your definition of shot, you call things, you don't shot call.
I don't know the
Like-
difference then.
They're two different
There's a
things.
huge difference.
Like shot, like you don't call
Yeah,
objectives.
what do you mean by that? Like,
You
what
don't
does-
call.
what does he
You don't
say?
really call.
No
objectives.
way.
Okay, I mean, like you're like, oh, we could do this. Like, we could do this objective now, and that's not like shot. It's like, it's not the same thing, bro. Like,
I gotta say let's instead of
You
like
don't,
we
you're
can.
not saying like the I think we. That's
You
not
don't
shot
like-
calling. That's like offering.
Shot calling to me
info.
is like game planning, like having a general idea of like.
Wait, never mind.
you're in the moment caller.
Yeah,
like, you
exactly.
call in
You're
the
like,
moment.
oh, like they just did this. Let's
like
do
we
that.
can
like,
kill this
instantly.
guy. Like
Yeah.
he's like, oh, come mid, we'll
Shot
kill
calling
this guy.
usually is like future focused. I think.
Yeah.
I'd say it's like he's calling shots. He's not calling the shots.
Yeah.
I don't get that, but I made the noise.
Well worded.
Go ahead and clip that. Send it to me.
Twitch.tv/.
What about you, Fawn? How do you feel like you kind of fit into the team?
I don't know.
Square peg, round hole.
What?
How you fit into the team? Square peg, round hole.
What he's getting
You
through.
don't
I thought you were
fit.
talking about Cracker Barrel, the peg game.
Oh, that's fun.
That's a fun
That's
one.
fun. yeah.
But anyway,
Peg
on.
game?
Anyway, what was the question? No. Oh yeah, like fitting in the team and stuff. Well, I think, like I said it before, we kind of all shot call a little bit, I'd say. And then there's like the 2 primary, like because they can control the map more. The laners don't really control the map as much, to the detriment of Daniel, who wants to control the map.
Like, for example, I feel like you kind of strike me as like the voice of reason, almost outside looking in.
I appreciate that. I'd say that's true.
That's a hard one. That's a rough.
I'd have to
voice
agree.
listen to.
No, I mean, I just try to give like as much information as possible. I'd say maybe in the past, like we played off my lane like pretty hard, so I did try to maybe control a little bit. Not so much like, oh, we're doing this, like let's be there, but like telling people like how strong I am, what I want to do, and
Yeah, I'd argue in the Ghost days, it felt like this squad essentially had been really solo focused, whereas since then you've diversified your approach a little bit more.
yeah, definitely. I think we've just kind of. It also depends on the meta and stuff. Things change, and you have to like change your play style around the map. But yeah, for the most part, I'll like backup calls or maybe like offer calls, I guess, to these guys. But
What was that, bro?
sorry,
What was that?
I just get a little nervous, you know, because I have to kind of
Seriously,
offer.
be
it.
careful.
Guys,
Be
guys,
careful.
Sorry.
I can rotate the gold.
Yeah, like
is that okay?
Could we do gold if you want? If that's cool with you. Yeah, if that's cool with you.
Be
Guys,
careful.
I'm really strong. If that's okay.
But I'd like say like strong backs and like if I do get fed, like I do try and like encourage like in blue buffs and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I think. I guess like it's important to say like in team fights as well what your like role is, and usually it's just like the most important thing is communicating with Sprack or before it was Sam, just like who I can get on and like if we can actually like dive, and like that's basically it really.
Cool. Panda?
My role's been pretty dull for the last couple metas, I'd say. So I just kind of farm until I'm strong, unless like something miraculous happens and we get like a kill in duo, or if like something really opens up. But yeah, I'm basically just farming until like 3 or 4 items, trying to communicate best I can, like what I want to do, when I want to do it, kind of, and I don't try to interfere too much with what they're doing. And I just spam call rotates, that's it. 'Cause
Which I think is also a distinct difference for you as well, because there were portions in the past where versions of this team were really playing through the duo lane. I'm thinking back to like Scream Merc every game. You're playing Danza Burrows, just like run it down.
Sam Merc?
Yeah, Sam.
Oh yeah, Sam Merc. My bad.
Yeah,
sorry.
well,
Better Mercury.
some metas allow for different people to like do different things, and in that meta in particular, it was like I played Chiron for like 2 weeks or something, and then everyone just started picking Chiron like top 2, so I just picked Danza.
Trendsetter.
Yeah,
You actually made the Kings.
yeah. Well, I don't know about that, but I was just basically it kind of just ended up being that like I baited the Chiron picks for everyone, and then I just picked Danza, and it's a very volatile lane, so I just asked Sam to like come camp me, and it was a very easy way to play the game. But yeah, not every meta is that straightforward, and a lot of times I just sit there and farm and do nothing. So I just try to offer as much useful information as I can, and then come team fights, I kind of just tell Daniel and I just kind of bounce back off of like one another, like where people are and who's ganking, like what side and stuff, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And I just say to hit what's in front of me.
Fair enough.
You
What
know,
are some metas you like preferred in the ADC role? Like, are you like, when crit's good, I'm good,
No,
or
I hate crit personally. I just think when Cupid's not meta, the lane opens up a lot.
okay, fair enough.
I'm
Cupid
being-
is
I'm being
stifling. Like,
Yeah,
I get it.
it's what happened in season 7 too.
Yeah.
Just Cupid Heim Rama every game. That's it.
When Cupid's meta, you really can't play anything besides the characters that are going to Cupid, so the lane becomes very dull.
Fair
But
enough.
when Cupid's not meta and you could play like Heims and Ullers and all those characters, then the lane kind of opens up a little bit. But I don't mind like a slow meta. I just don't do anything, which is like fine, because I'm confident in my like ability to do stuff later with items. So,
Fair enough. And you've
Yeah.
got some playmakers elsewhere on the map.
yep.
You had said Alec being the voice of reason guy. I actually kind of think the voice of reason, and maybe why Daniel thinks he's like kind of shot caller. It actually is kind of Daniel
Really?
because
Okay.
Well, because the other 4 of us will like when we have leads, we'll be very like gun it down type of players, like just want to do everything, invade every buff, like just get in there. And Daniel will just be like, guys, like just let me farm. Like if he's like a Merlin or something, he's like, if we just wait like literally 2 minutes for me to have Soul Reaver, the game's over, and he'll just like try to slow it down a little bit. But sometimes he plays like Susano, and then he like camps their like back harpies and waits for people to come out of base and kill them. So it's like it's really you get the
coin
best
toss.
of both worlds.
It depends on the day.
listen to that?
You
Yeah.
either got
Double-edged
Susano or
sword.
you got like a Merlin, but not a Merlin because that guy's not very good.
No,
It's
yeah.
not.
Nothing's good in his eyes though.
I'm a hater.
Sprack, what are some of the like generalized differences you feel in the team environment coming from the Scarabs now to the Dragons? Obviously, you're winning more, so morale is probably a bit higher. But what are some differences there?
I had a pretty high opinion of the Scarabs team environment when I was on it.
Yeah, I remember that. You were a pretty ardent defender of them, like online as well. Like people
Yeah.
come to your stream, and you're like, "Nah, dude, like they're good,"
Yeah, I mean,
as opposed to what PCAT's been saying.
well, he can have his own opinions. Like, obviously, I don't share all of them. But I don't know. I mean, I think that both team environments are good. I enjoy hanging out with people, enjoy being in Georgia, and just being a team. Coming in every week, it's fun. It's fun to play. It's fun to scrim. I don't really have any like bad things about it to say.
Fair enough. Easy enough for the boys. The Jade Dragons, one of the happiest teams in the league. with individually
Super
toxic
happy.
players at times, it would seem. Voice of reason. Everybody's a shot caller. We're learning a lot. We're learning a lot about
I
the
just
boys.
want Invaders Curse gone. Sure.
You know what? I agree
Same.
completely. I'm not a big Invaders Curse
You know what?
fan.
I gotta.
Yeah, hop on the soapbox.
You want me to move out of the? out of the
Okay.
way?
You could stand
get
up
outta
if you
here.
want.
An issue, one of the issues that I have is that people label us like this early game team and they only know how to play with the lead and they just go back and forth and back and forth. But like, way I see it is these crutch season 8 players, you know, the genetics of the world, you know, the
yeah.
Shintos of the world, the
yeah.
Rangyus of the world. When there was no Invaders Curse, they
God.
literally could not hang. Like
They couldn't hang.
They couldn't hang. I was blowing them out in 2 seconds. I was blowing them all over the place.
That's right.
They couldn't do anything about it.
Keep going.
And then they put Invaders Curse in the game, and they're trying to keep me down. I'm gonna break my finger on this desk. And
do
now,
that.
I'm back to invading, and I'm having such a great time playing the game and scrimming. It's so much fun. And
They tried to patch you out. We couldn't do it.
oh, it's so much fun. yeah,
God bless.
yeah,
Thanks, Mike.
yeah,
You have issues, man.
yeah.
You were doing what to everyone now?
Can you say that again, please?
There was no pause in the middle of all that, so I just want to make sure I
I was
heard it right.
blowing them all over the place on the map.
You were blowing everyone.
Well, before we close it out,
Lucky.
maybe one word from everybody to the fans. Let's start with PCAT. One word. Just one. I swear to God if you say more than one. That's the one.
Amygdala.
Okay, all right. Amygdala.
Yeah.
It's like a brain thing.
Yeah.
Mike?
It's good.
Oh, you need to think over here.
No, lunch. Lunch.
Oh, lunch. Okay,
Lunch,
that's a good
yeah,
word.
That's a good word. That's a good word. Scream.
Dungeons.
Diffy.
You
Amen.
get 2 more people. You might get
Amen. Amen.
Amen. I thought for sure it was gonna be nerd, like the nerd emoji.
Nerds.
Nathan, you think I'm a nerd, dude.
Nerds.
I don't. I think you use that emoji a lot, though.
I don't use that emoji.
Wait, how was your word not yo? You love just
Yo.
saying
Yo.
yo.
Where are you, guy? Pagon?
I think I broke my nail.
Purple.
Purple.
Yeah, I did. Broke my nail.
That's the most confidence you've ever answered one of my questions with, ever.
I like
So,
purple.
Read into that, chat. Purple means something.
It's a top 3 color.
Let's hear it.
One word?
One word.
That was it. That was the word.
Can it be a compound word?
Sure, man.
It's technically one word, but it's 2 words in one.
Yeah, there's like a hyphen in there.
Barbed wire.
It's been the Jade Dragons.
Is that a compound
Thank
word?
you very much.
Hey, wait, what did it win?
You win the respect.
Telling me an alien wore this?
Perfect. Okay.
Okay, that was a good cut.
Messaging him to mute.
The best graphics you really need, Ultra, of course, and I can probably watch a stream on the side.
Content's gonna look good.
Pretty good, pretty good.